Prior to the CASA program here in Flathead County, the dependent neglect cases, we had to deal with decisions with respect to these children without the invaluable input that we now get from the CASA volunteers, who spend a lot of intimate time with these children to see their circumstances and get to know them and be able to form opinions as to what's best for them. And then we get that input from those CASA volunteers who don't have any kind of an agenda other than what's best for these kids who are in bad situations for various reasons, parents on drugs or just neglectful or whatever. And from my perspective, the first thing I do when I get a DN file is look at the report and recommendation from the CASA volunteer, because it gives me such great insight into the situation this child or these children are in. And in my mind, as I say, the information from the CASA volunteer is invaluable. One of the most gratifying and rewarding things that I get to do in this job is to participate in the ultimate change for the good for these children, when oftentimes following their placement with foster parents and with input from the CASA volunteer and everything, and the department, the social worker and such, that ultimately, upon an ultimate termination of the parental rights of the parents, these kids are adopted by these foster parents with whom they've been since the beginning in some sense. And just recently, for example, I had the great personal pleasure of being able to finalize the adoption by the foster parents of the third sibling that had been taken from the parents because of their abusive and neglectful treatment of the kids. And so here all three of these siblings are now together in one family with devoted, loving parents who were able to adopt them. It's tragic, the situations that these children find themselves in, and the parents as well. And so on the one hand, it's difficult to remove a child from the child's parents, but and there are sleepless nights, I can tell you, over whether the right thing was done or not. When ultimately, if a termination is determined to be the right thing and the termination is accomplished, I'm satisfied in my mind, my conscience is clear, and a lot of the reason for that is because of the input too that I received and considered from the CASA volunteer.